Anxiety can be the most debilitating of all human emotions. And as the Swedish proverb says, worry often gives a small thing a big shadow. And when you're dating, I have a little proverb for you. Anxiety often turns a small text into a "I hate you, you don't love me" blowout fight leading into heartbreak. So let's take a look at 4 empowering ways to deal with anxiety while dating. Keep watching. My name is Adam Ladolce. I'm the founder of LoveStrategies.com, where we help successful single women get out there and attract love and do it with a proven strategy. And I'm going to be totally transparent with you. On the scale of highly anxious to low anxiety, I'm actually at the stage of my life where I'm pretty low on the anxious scale. But that hasn't always been the case. The most anxiety-ridden time of my life was when I was in my late 20s and I was dating. And probably the most anxious I've ever been is after I met my wife, Jessica, on New Year's Day, 2015. And I sent her a text to ask her out. My stomach was like literally going up into my chest. I couldn't breathe. I mean, I wanted this woman in my life, but I don't know, did she want me? I mean, did I say something stupid when we met? Probably. And this source of anxiety comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. It comes from fear, the fear of loss. And it's excessive, it's nagging. Now, luckily, she did respond, and now we're married. And so I can look back at that time as being a happy, exciting moment, but when you're in it, you are in it, and it literally feels like you have a sumo wrestler just like dancing on your chest minute by minute. So here are a few strategies that I've found to be helpful for myself and my clients while dating if you're struggling with some of that anxiety that can come along with the process. For starters, realize that rejection isn't a reality, it's perception. Rejection is at its core a personal interpretation. Rejection doesn't actually exist unless you interpret an action as rejection. For example, I had a client who was freaking out that she hadn't heard back from a guy after a second date, and it had only been 2 days since she last saw him. So I was talking to her and I asked her, is he successful? She said, yeah, he runs a company with over 100 employees. I said, I asked her, would you agree with the statement that successful people with 100 employees might be a little bit slower to respond to text messages? So she says, yeah. And is it possible that he's not texting you because he doesn't want to appear needy to you because he likes you a lot? She said, yeah, that's actually definitely possible. Great. So let's not view this slow texting behavior as rejection and just reframe it as a successful man who has a desire for you and doesn't want to mess it up. Crisis averted. Lo and behold, he asked her out the next day, and now she's in the best relationship of her life. You are welcome. And think about how many microcosms of this exist throughout our dating life, whether it's texting or you go up and talk to someone and they're just not quite interested, or you go on a date, they don't call you back the next day, whatever. This is going to happen. And if you can reframe it from not being rejection and just be a part of the process, suddenly it removes that anxiety from the whole process. And you can just say, hey, I'm going with the flow. I'm doing the best I can. Let's see what happens. Next, treat your phone like the dopamine cookie jar that it is. Now, the same way that eating cookies can be totally detrimental to our health, overconsumption of dating apps or just constantly checking our phones, it can really negatively impact our mental well-being. Dating apps with their notifications and matches, these can be like really, really addictive form of dopamine, an addictive source of dopamine, just leaving us wanting more. And just like I have to limit my intake of delicious chocolate chip cookies, I love chocolate chip cookies, by the way, it is crucial to manage the time spent on dating apps or just our phones in general. The phone when you're dating is really just a tool for meeting up with people in real life and building those connections and facilitating those connections rather than a source of anxiety. I always leave my phone on Do Not Disturb at all times. Just removes any type of anxiety, and really keep an eye on your screen time while you're dating, especially if you're highly anxious. Next, realize that your love life is just a mirror of your actual life. When we date, we try to focus so much of our attention on meeting other people, what to say, what to do, while at the same time, we're like sleeping 5 hours a night or maybe drinking 4 glasses of wine every single night to relax after work, not moving our body or exercising, spending time with people who treat us poorly, and our entire environment is just a total mess. And we wonder why it is that we're still single. The way that you feel and react in your love life is often just simply a mirror of how you're managing your actual life. If you're compromising self-care, or you're overworking, or you're surrounding yourself with just negative energy all the time, that is going to manifest as anxiety in dating. I want you to visualize your romantic endeavors as just a series of inputs and then outputs. And your inputs are simply actions, mindsets, and your environment. And that will naturally affect the outputs. which is your dating experiences and your overall relationships. Focus energy on the inputs and giving that positive energy, taking care of yourself on a regular basis, and that will naturally yield to incredible outputs in your love life. Next, I want you to seek objective feedback in your love life. When you're dating, it is natural to just hyper focus on the details, which leads to just so much anxiety in your love life. But when you start sharing the experiences and the details of what's going on in your love life, about guys texting you, the guys you're going out with, so on and so forth, when you share that with trusted friends, advisors, community groups, therapists, and coaching programs, or whatever, you gain that external perspective that might be more objective than your own. Like, I see my job as a coach is really just being an unbiased source of objective feedback in someone's life. Like, for example, when a guy doesn't call one of my clients back and my client's frustrated or upset, like, I'm not emotionally involved in that situation. I'm not feeling the feeling, so I can look at it for what it is and give that unbiased feedback. So much of this is separating out the emotion versus the logic. An external party can really help differentiate between the irrational anxieties that someone might be going through versus genuine concerns and enable you to really navigate the dating world with just so much more confidence. So I do recommend you find that feedback. And if you do want a little bit of help in that area of your life, we have a free virtual coaching session at lovestrategies.com. Recommend checking it out. It'll walk you through our entire process of how it is that will get you out there and attract long-lasting love. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video. We will be throwing out a lot of new content coming for you over the next few weeks. Thank you for watching. Speak to you very soon, you beautiful lady. Bye-bye.